Golden Experience Requiem is pretty much considered the strongest stand in JoJo, which boosts his popularity. But is it really the strongest though? Hello everyone, my name is JD and today I'm going over why Giovanni is the most overrated JoJo. If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see next. As you know already, we covered who really is the strongest JoJo in the previous video, and if you haven't watched that, press the link in the description or tap the screen to see that video. To explain why Giorno is overrated, we have to look into why the community thinks he is the strongest. Return to Zero, or RTZ for short, is the ability of cause and effect. The ability itself reverts all actions and willpower back to the state of zero or back to the cause. Think of it as playing a video. The cause is pressing play and the effect is the video progressing. What GR does is restart the video, never letting it progress. It repeats the cause and never lets it reach its effect. Although this may seem like its unstoppable ability, it's shown to have some weaknesses to time hacks, such as Pucci accelerating time. We know that this ability is the manipulation of causal changes, but in order for that to happen, time has to be present for these events to occur. Cause and effect goes hand in hand with time. Giorno's ability cannot function without time being affected or warped. Some may use Diavolo erasing time as a feat for GR being able to still function when time isn't present. This gets retconned later in part 6 when Pucci accelerates time and GR is unable to prevent it from speeding up. A lot of people like to bring up the ability being passive as an inherent win con. Although I disagree with the fact that it is, I simply cannot be asked to argue this. The ability being passive doesn't necessarily mean it's unstoppable. Passive just means always active, so if the ability is always active, how fast is it, or how fast does the effect take? Simply being passive doesn't mean it's instantaneous. The general consensus would be to scale it to GR's perception speed or how fast Giorno is. So how fast is Giorno? Well, to not bore you guys with a long explanation with chain scale, I'm just going to scale Diavolo, who I believe is the fastest enemy Giorno has fought. In the flashback that Polnareff gives us, we see Diavolo fighting Silver Chariot. Diavolo overwhelmed Polnareff, kind of like an alcoholic stepdad trying to assert dominance. The fight quickly ended after Diavolo demonstrated a strong sense of power while under the influence, leaving Polnareff to look like one of Joker's henchmen after Batman finished him in half. His tie was holding together his top half by the grace of God, which led Polnareff from being a 6'2" bodybuilder to a RoboCop Stephen Hawking's. Diavolo simply outsped Polnareff, to put it short. But how fast is Polnareff? Well, his speed ranges faster than light to hundreds if not thousands of times the speed of light. I'm not gonna bore you with the math, so simply put, Polnareff moved faster and a greater distance than a beam of light, putting him faster than light, or FTL for short. To conclude, Diavolo outspeeds somebody who is FTL, putting Diavolo at the same speed. But does Giorno scale to Diavolo in speed? Well, yes, but no. You see, Diavolo, while looking into the future, states that he was faster and his hits were guaranteed to happen if the events that he saw in the future didn't get RTZ'd. So the answer I have to give would be that Giorno is relative to that of Diavolo. To circle back, Giorno's speed is in the range of light speed to faster than light, which means that his RTZ, or return to zero, his effect is either light speed or slightly faster than light. The statement that people like to use for Giorno being above other stands states his ability is to reduce all will and actions of the attacking opponent to zero. Furthermore, because it has attack power that exceeds all existing stands. These statements came from the data book, and what it's referring to is that Giorno's ability is the best. This is where I'd call it death to the author, because the story itself contradicts the very implication of Giorno even being top 5. We know that this isn't the case because Pucci is both stronger, faster, and has a more dominant ability than GR, and somebody like Giotto is able to overpower his ability with time stop. But statistically speaking, stands like Star Platinum are just way better. There's also a lot more data books and guides suggesting the fact that Giotto is the alpha, the strongest, the fastest, and the most skilled, has unrivaled power and the most dominant stand ability. And finally, wrapping up the video on the most overrated JoJo ever, this is the tier list I've made for wrapping up part 1 to 6. If you disagree with it, be sure to join the Discord in the description and talk, debate, have a civil conversation, whatever. This is the end of the video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next.